This tree soaked up a bunch of 7.62 NATO, and I never did get a round through and knock down the enemy pepper popper. Now I'm going to try it with the Barrett and 10 rounds of 50 cal. Let's see what happens. Now we see what 3 rounds of 50 cal did that over 50 rounds of 7.62 NATO couldn't do. Make no mistake, there's nothing that compares to 50 BMG. Now who's laughing? After years of using various scopes on their rifles, Barrett developed the BORS, or Barrett Optical Ranging System. It's essentially a ballistic computer that mounts piggyback style on top of the rifle scope, and it measures air density, temperature, and bore line angle. Bore line angle essentially describes the relationship between the barrel, the ground, and the target. The BORS is designed to do critical calculations for you, saving the shooter time and making the overall system more accurate. Based on the ballistic information that you input and the data it collects, it gives you a ballistic solution that you then dial into the elevation turret. A shooter simply has to use the BORS, establish a range to the target, and dope for the wind, and then he's ready to use the Barrett to throw some hate downrange.
This segment of Tactical Arms is brought to you by Shotgun News.
Normally, on Tactical Arms, we show you at least 3 antecedents to highlight where the star of the show came from. But in this case, there's really only one, and that's the Browning M2 50 cal. This particular model is the M2 HB, or heavy barrel. It has the optional bolt-on flash suppressor, has a barrel that can be changed out, is capable of left or right-hand feed depending on the configuration, has Browning's universal receiver, which they pioneered in machine guns. The receiver basically is unchanged no matter if it's mounted on the ground, in the aircraft, or on the tripod. This particular model fires from spade grips with butterfly trigger. The mode selector is in the middle, and that switches the gun from single shot to fully automatic. The 2 major features you find on both weapons is the 50 caliber cartridge and the fact they're recoil operated. Originally put into service just after World War I, this legendary Browning machine gun has the distinction of being the longest serving weapon in U.S. history, and it's still in service today in Iraq and Afghanistan.
The Barrett is a unique rifle by anyone's standards, but what's really fascinating is the story of how it came about. Ronnie Barrett had such a passion to have his own 50 caliber semi-automatic rifle, he started designing this thing on his own kitchen table at home. A lot of people thought he was nuts at that time, but in 1990, the U.S. military took notice, and this weapon has been in the hands of U.S. servicemen ever since. The major similarities between the recoil operation of the M250 cal and the Barrett is the fact that the barrel mass helps mitigate felt recoil. The major difference in the rifle that Ronnie Barrett designed, he has a multi-lug rotating bolt that locks into a barrel extension at the rear of the barrel. That helps keep the recoiling mass of the parts down and allows for a weapon that weighs about the same as just the barrel only on the Browning 50 caliber.
The Barrett's been in use since Desert Storm. There's been a lot of lessons learned along the way.
Kyle and I are going to share some of those with you here on Tips and Tactics.
The biggest challenge American snipers face with 50 caliber weapons is ammo. More often than not, they're using de-linked machine gun ammo. Our counterparts in Canada and other forces use match-grade premium 50 cal. So if you're going to use this seriously, you need to look at getting good, high-quality ammo.
As a spotter for an individual using a Barrett, you need to think about two things. One, to make sure you're out of the muzzle blast zone on both sides of the gun. In addition, you want to have a weapon like an M4 carbine in case you have to do some close-up work.
One of the things you need to be concerned with the Barrett is how you're going to get it to and from your area of operations. A standard Alice pack, if you're going by foot, is not going to cut it. You're going to have a specialized pack that can carry the weight and the bulk of the weapon. If taking it in by vehicle or another means, you're going to have to protect the vital components of the weapon, like the scope itself.
A critical thing to think about when you're setting up your Barrett is the proper selection of a scope. Remember, you want a high-quality optic to take the recoil of this 50 caliber weapon. In addition, if you plan on using the bores, it's only made for certain models of scopes. So you need to do your research to make sure that you have the right scope to implement this particular piece of equipment. And remember, the golden rule, if you buy cheap, you're going to buy twice. Okay, Kyle, you ready?
Yep.
On my command.
This segment of Tactical Arms is brought to you by Double Star.
It's interesting to note, while several manufacturers have made bolt-action 50 caliber rifles, only one has made a semi-automatic one, Barrett. And when the U.S. Army adopted this weapon in a slightly modified form as the M107, it was one of the top 10 inventions of that particular year. All this goes to show that when it comes to a semi-automatic 50 cal, the Barrett rules the school.
When I went through sniper school, we were shooting a bolt-action 50 cal. The concussion and recoil was so bad on it, everyone dreaded the days of running the yard lines with that weapon. We were limited to a certain number of rounds per day. But with the Barrett M82, they've taken care of the concussion and recoil with the design of the gun, and this is a weapon I can shoot all day long.
Kyle, I got a little challenge for you if you're up for it.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'll call out some different things on the car for you to engage with the Barrett on my command.
All right.
Target number 1 will be the side view mirror.
Okay.
Target number 2 will be the center of the grill where the emblem used to be.
Got it.
Target number 3, the inspection sticker.
Okay.
Target 4, the rear view mirror.
Yep.
Target 5, driver's side head.
Yep.
Target 6, passenger side head.
All right, that sounds pretty good.
That sounds like it should be fun, too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Kyle, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, first shot, driver's side mirror on my command. Okay, shooter ready?
Ready.
Sniper, ready, fire.
Got it, center mass.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, next shot, center of the grill, the emblem.
Yeah, got it.
Shooter ready?
Ready.
Sniper, ready, fire. Got it, upper left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Okay, next shot. Inspection sticker at the bottom of the window.
Seen.
Okay, shooter ready?
Ready.
Sniper, ready, fire. Got it, upper right-hand corner.
Yep.
Okay, Kyle, now we're going for the rear view mirror inside. It's kind of hard to see. You see it at the top?
Yeah, I see where the where it sticks to the windshield. That's what I'm aiming for.
Okay. All right, shooter ready?
Yeah.
Sniper, ready, fire. Oh, you got it. Right at the very top, exactly where you're aiming.
Yeah, broke it loose. Now I can see it.
Yep. Okay, Kyle, the next two are pretty easy. I'm going to let you take them whenever you're ready. The 2 headshots inside.
All right, got it.
Okay, sniper, ready,
Yeah.
fire. Got it. You know, Kyle, I must admit, it's been pretty fun shooting the Barrett on this episode. After shooting submachine guns and pistols and other guns, it's been pretty cool to shoot a 50 cal.
Yeah, and I tell you, the semi-automatic version, the way it handles recoil, we've probably shot today twice as many rounds as me and you would have shot in the past with other 50 cal rifles.
Yeah, good point. You know, and Barrett's been in a real enviable position for the last 20 years or so. Mm-hmm. They've had the only semi-automatic 50 cal on the market, so they've had to market all to themselves.
Yeah, and with that, we'll see you next time on Tactical Arms.